What's up, everybody? Sorry, my phone's acting weird. But yeah, man, I mean, from the age of 2 up until I was 6, all I knew was my mother and crazy ass men. Yeah, shit. In between being from when I was born up until 6, I had almost been blown up. I had almost been kidnapped twice. A couple of people decided they were going to hurt a kid and tried to wrestle me down and use a chainsaw to threaten to cut off my legs. I was 4 or 5 when that happened. I don't know if they were actually going to do it or not. All I know is they were fucked up on drugs, and who knows what they were going to do. Yep, it was my mom's boyfriend. He was supposed to be watching us, and he dropped us off at some drug house and took off for the rest of the day. So these people didn't know us, and we didn't know them. It was some trailer park in Harford County somewhere. I think it was off of Old Robin Hood Road, I believe. It was one of them over there. I know it was back in the woods. I thought it was more towards Darlington area, and I think they might have taken it out and put an actual housing development in now. But yeah, yep, I put those two dents in that drywall after my kids passed. I'm the one who paid for that drywall, and I'm the one who will fix it. Nobody comes down here. This is my pretty much my part of the house. I pay rent, and I've done this. My nephew, Brian, flooded it when I wasn't here. Imagine that. And ruined a lot of the progress and all my kids' stuff. Yeah, he better stay the fuck away from me. I don't care that you have manipulated your family. Yeah, you thought you were gonna fucking trace around me with your girlfriend and your new, well, she was pregnant with your kid, and that is your dead best friend's fiance that you swore you were going there to take, just the way you did. Literally detailed it before it happened. I even asked you, why would you do that to your friend? Oh, he doesn't deserve her. What are you gonna do if he fucks you up over trying to take his fiance? Oh, he'll have an accident. Pretty funny. They were getting into fights. Brian was asking to come back here, and mom said no. A month later, Eric has an accident. It's all hearsay bullshit. His ex, Sam, was sitting on the front porch when he was talking about it. He even handed me the phone with Eric on it, and Eric kept talking this perverted shit to me. And I said, Eric, let me tell you something. You keep talking like that, I'm going to come down there, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. What? I'm just kidding around. Don't fucking talk to me like that. How many times have I told you that? You asked Brian to hand me the phone just so you could talk this gay shit? Let me tell you something, buddy. I know what you're trying to do, and you're going to piss me off. Now, I fucking told you to stop. You all should have heard the shit he was saying. Why don't you come down with Brian? Yeah, man. That way me and him will hold you down the river. I said, excuse me? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh yeah, you know you're gay. You know you'd like it. Blah, blah. Eric, I don't know what the fuck got into you, dude, but you need to shut the fuck up. Yeah, this is the nasty shit this dude's saying to me. And Brian over there laughing. You're too sensitive. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna have some fucking dude tell me that him and another dude are planning on holding me down and trying to rape me. Motherfucker, I'll beat the shit out of both of you. You fucking nasty motherfuckers. But anyway, yeah, we were all out front when he was saying that on the phone to Eric. He wasn't saying that what he said to me. He said what he said to me, excuse me, after he got off the phone. And me and Sam just looked at him like, what? And even Sam said that's what's fucking wrong with you. Started getting on him about what he was saying, and saying he was planning, and literally he did it. A few months later, that's where he went, buddy. I know for a fact it was you talking to Tiff's mom that set this little plan in motion between her and her mother, because her mother was scared to death to do anything like that until you started talking to her. Yeah, I fixed that. You went over there and started fucking with it. And you think I don't know. That's why you kept telling me, oh, I'm friends with her mother. Oh, we talk all the time. Oh, I'm friends with Belinda too. Oh, we talk all the time. You deliberately put yourself in that position to start an issue. The same issue you tried to start before you got locked up. And what did you get locked up for? Robbing people. What did you do at our house? You tried to rob us. That's what you got mad about. That's what you threatened to shoot my house up and my kids over. What, you trying to make it seem more serious than what it is? Pretty funny when I told the cops, but well, this seems like drugs or something. What? No, it's exactly that. You want to come over and look at the furnace? You want to come over and look at the fucking kerosene heater sitting in the fucking living room? Well, how do we know you weren't doing that for drugs and he just didn't bring it back? Here's my fucking arms. Test it. You know what? Better yet, right there's a spine. Why don't you do a spinal tap? That'll tell you every fucking drug that's ever been in my system. Go ahead. Told the cop right to his face, I smoke marijuana and that's fucking it. And I'm not a fucking abuser. I am a user because I'm not fucking doing Adderall. Got it? Cop just looked at me like, well, that makes sense. And what's funny is, sheriffs and state boys are his family. Those are the ones that turned their back on the situation. When it first happened, they wouldn't even tell me who was investigating it. They kept lying and passing it back and forth. Oh, it's the state police. No, it's the sheriff. Oh, it's the state police. No, it's the sheriff. Who the fuck is it? And why do you keep doing that? I mean, who did they get mad at? Me, the one that had nothing to do with the situation. Then I find out that the detective tried to push for charges, and the judge wouldn't do it. Whalen, You need to get your old ass off that fucking bench. I'm getting tired of your little attitude towards me, all because of this bullshit. You're also the one that allowed her to lie and keep custody of these kids. See, I could have protected them then, but now they let her lie. They knew she was lying and allowed it. You motherfuckers and your decisions on that bench is what put these kids right in harm's way. It's the same shit you tried to do with Jasmine when I was telling you and showing you every fucking thing her mother was doing and the fact that she didn't even have custody, that she illegally kidnapped that child. They didn't care. Literally, illegally kidnapped her. Wouldn't do shit about that. Then she sells her to a drug dealer. Wouldn't do shit about that either. Tried to tell me that Jasmine still needed to have visitation with said drug dealer. What? Told me that if I didn't let Jasmine see this drug dealer, that I could be brought up on mental injury on my daughter. Her mother doesn't get mental injury for putting her in that scenario? And have you asked any questions on why her mother's doing this? Even though she doesn't have custody of the child. I do. I'm here fighting for custody, which is what I already have. Well, we're not going to go into that. Of course not. Even her Aunt Rocky was right there telling me to shut up. You got her. You got her. I looked at Aunt Rocky and said, it's not about just me getting her. This fucking judge is trying to allow me or make it to where I have to let her go back to a drug house. It's not happening. Mental injury or not, me and my daughter will talk through this. She's not going back there. Ever. And I told the master, can I go get my daughter? Can I go get my daughter? Yes. And that's exactly what the fuck I did. And Jen trying to fucking still lie and bring up bullshit after the court date. Sam and Dex were going to fuck her up. Why? Because she owed them money and tried to give them custody of my daughter for it. Yeah. You fucking bitch. Mmm. She lied about her employment. She threw a fit in court and then didn't show up multiple times. Then she puts up a bogus court date to try and take custody of me, of what I do have with Jazz, for the final time, and then runs out of state. Never goes to the court date. Tells Jasmine the whole time the reason they had to move in that apartment with the bars on it in Elkton was because her dad was stalking them. I was looking for you. Yeah. I had custody of my daughter, and you stole her on a visit. Look it the fuck up. I never once threatened you. I never once stalked you like that. And what the fuck are you talking about? You took her right to the person that I was having help me look for her. Then you tried to say that she could have visitation, but not me. And that was my mother. Then you tried to get Jasmine to use that against my mom. Pretty funny. She's a fucking hardcore psycho feminist. Jasmine is. So is her mother. And imagine that. No matter what a woman does is never wrong. Delusional. Boy, what do people with BPD do? Oh, they create a child that is a mini them. And then they use that child to destroy their partner. Wow. Imagine that. Right there it is with Jen and Jazz. And right there it is again with Tiffany and David. Yeah, I talked to a therapist about this, and she starts bringing up everything that I'm saying and being like, oh, well, they're going to do this. And I'm like, yeah, will you shut up and let me finish? Stop trying to act like you know, or the one that came up with it before I state it. And she's like, excuse me? I said, you know damn well what I'm about to say and what I'm getting at and the scenarios I'm explaining. You know what I'm going to say afterwards, and you try to state it before I do so you can say, oh, well, I'm the one who noticed it. Ah, you don't even know if I noticed it because you won't let me finish explaining and then tell you how, and what I noticed about it. She's like, oh, yeah, that's what people with BPD do. They make a little one, their little robot to destroy their ex. I said, no shit. That's what I'm telling you. Every one of those fucking females that had all that information and knew all that, even video to back it up, and they agreed to it. At the end of it, after she sees the whole picture and starts explaining to me that this is exactly what these types of people will do. I said, I know. They did it. But the thing is, you don't know if they're to that level or not because they can go like up to a certain level and then not actually do it. They can go all the way up to that level and actually do it. That's the thing. It all depends on the person. And she's like, well, yeah. I said, but that's what makes it so hard to see if they're actually going to go that far or not. This is also why courts get tricked. Yes, you're trying to predict an unpredictable person. Then they don't say nothing. And then the male psychiatrist there, Brian Anderson, or John Anderson, imagine that, brings up something in one of our things. I just lost 4 kids, and you're going to bring up how I feel about Roe v. Wade and abortions? And all I said is they need to keep their legs closed. That's bullshit. And all that did was give it back to the state. They didn't take it away. And he's like, yeah, I think you need to be put in a home. What? Why? Because I don't agree with what these people are saying about it? Yeah, he caught more of an attitude towards me that I didn't agree with Roe v. Wade than I did about the whole situation. I go to leave, and that's what he told me. I can't let you leave here without scheduling another appointment. I said, excuse me? I said, look, you asked me what was going on. I was honest with you. And then you try to act like I don't know how to handle it. If I don't know how to handle it, why am I still here? I would already be in trouble. Yes, I was forced to do that. Then this motherfucker is around the time that COVID was hitting and all that. This motherfucker, says that he's sick and that we'll have to reschedule one of the visits. And I'm like, okay, well, just let me know because, he hadn't been tested yet. So we didn't know if he was going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks or not. And we didn't know. So I was waiting to hear that. Didn't hear shit. So I call the place up a week later and I'm like, I'm waiting to reschedule this appointment with him whenever he's feeling better. Oh, he was in the office the next day. What? You all were supposed to tell me that. And he was supposed to contact me. Oh, well, that's not what he did. And you missed a visit with him. So you are in jeopardy of blah, blah, blah. Wait a minute. No, he missed the visit. And I'm waiting to hear confirmation of the next one. That's what our verbal agreement was. That's what he said okay to. Uh, how come it's all flipped around now? I don't know. I'll get back to you. I said, well, before you get back to me, you need to ask him if we can reset a date. Okay. Another week goes by. Mind you, nobody's told me about any appointments. I'm there at least 3 times a week, checking and doing anything that I have to do. And they, nope, nothing, nothing. Okay. So the next week goes by, right? All of a sudden, I get a paper saying that I'm in trouble because I missed 2 appointments. And that's a violation. What? So I'm waiting for a reschedule, don't get it. Again, supposedly in trouble for that. Then I'm told that I have to keep trying to get a hold of them, which I did. Nothing got scheduled. That's on his part. And I get in trouble for that too? What the fuck is going on here? He has to set up the fucking date. Then I go to probation. What do they say? Oh, you haven't done anything. What? First of all, I'm not an alcoholic. And because the situation, people had alcohol, not me, but the other people. I'm the one that they said needed to take a 6 month program, 12-step program, whatever the fuck they want to call it. Ace that motherfucker, blew right through it. And they were mad. They were trying to hem me the fuck up. And I told the bitch right to her face. I said, over my dead body will I go to jail over your fucking bullshit. Did you threaten me? Bitch, I'm about to threaten you. You're threatening me playing these little fucking mind games. Of course, your fat ass is safe sitting behind a fucking desk. Shut the fuck up. I shouldn't even fucking be here. All of you have said that. But now it's this shit? Uh-huh. Something's up. The one therapist the one that I was talking to who was playing games, was best friends with Tiffany's sister, Cheyenne. They went to school together. So did the fucking front desk lady. Imagine that. The one fucking psychiatrist was related to Jen. I'm surrounded by all their friends and family. Imagine that. The one fucking lawyer I went to, guess who's friends with him and works in his building? You know, in the same office. They're pretty much partners. That's Brian Anderson. That's also Jen's family. Imagine that. Rick, I swear to God, you don't start telling the truth, man. You really don't want to see the bad side of me. None of you do. And I'm telling you right now, you don't want to bring that out. You guys, trust me, I will do it for the right reasons. And yes, it will give people nightmares. That is what I'm capable of. Anybody is. Everybody is holding that in. Pretty funny when it comes to military, it's accepted. When it comes to a father protecting his children or himself, all of a sudden, we're going to look at it differently. Sounds a little delusional. Fucking idiots. Oh, it's okay for this because the government says we need to send troops over here. But they can be fucking breaking the Geneva Convention, going committing war crimes, bringing shit back home. You're heroes. But a father go to stand up for justice for his kids and oh, he's wrong. Shut the fuck up. Anybody want to show me the book that shows how you're supposed to go against people that have done this to your child? Anybody want? Because every fucking person I've talked to, oh, I would have been in jail for murder. I would have been in jail for murder. Every fucking person, including the police. Even David Doctor said the same thing. And he even agreed. that what I stated about how that accident took place was 90 to 95% accurate, just from what he knows about accidents, broken bones, things like that. Have that on recording. Yeah. Had a whole bunch of people around me that was from her side, and when they found out that what I was saying was fucking the truth, factual truth, they started fucking with it. Instead of flipping the tables on this psycho bitch, they started helping her. What are you doing? Well, why did you even date that girl? Because I noticed that she was doing shit for my ex, and hey, you want to try and charm up to me to try and get information? Guess what? I can do it back. Just because I have never done it for that reason doesn't mean I can't. It means I choose not to. For this situation, oh hell yeah. Bring it on, motherfuckers. I'll be right in front of your face. Do something. Is basically what that's saying. And why I'm standing there in front of your face, I'm going to be giving you all the facts that you don't want to listen to. And I'm going to prove them with receipts, and that's what I did. She could not believe it. Imagine that. It was the same situation with Tiffany and Bethany. Tiffany and Bethany were friends. Tiffany was mad at me because of what Bethany had told her, but still trying to date me. Imagine that. Okay. Then when Tiff, you know, I finally said yes to Tiff and we're dating, and she brought it up because she was doing shit that she got caught for. And I said, look, what you're not going to do is sit here and be proven that that was false and then try to use it because you're mad. You watched it. You've seen everything. You know she's lying. And what really further proved it was when Tiffany and her almost got into a fight. Then they started acting all friendly, and that's when Bethany invited me over to her apartment where her and Nathan were, which wasn't far from where me and Tiff were, and told me that she was going to bring Kyle over to hang out with me at around like 3:30. I said, okay, that gives me time to do this oil change, and then I'll be ready to go. So I'm in the middle of doing this oil change outside, and her Bethany and Nathan show up. No Kyle. Turns out that Nathan, the one that doesn't know me, never met me, doesn't feel that I should see Kyle. Really? What'd she do to you a year later? Same shit she was doing to me. Yep. And you had to fight tooth and nail to get your kid, didn't you? Who got her into heroin, Nathan? Would that be you, Mr. I'm becoming a police officer? Yeah, I'm fucking pissed at you, dude. I didn't care that you were with her. I cared about what the fuck you were putting in her head and trying to act like. Who the fuck are you? Is Kyle your kid? No. Keep your fucking nose out of it, is what I told you. Or it can be broken. What was the next thing out of your mouth? Oh, he's just I'm what? I'm jealous over something I don't want to be with. Nice try. Why don't you ask her about trying to date me at Sunoco while I'm with Tiffany and you're calling her a fat piece of shit? Why don't you ask her about that? I didn't bring it up. She did. I pulled in to get gas. Her and Megan were sitting on the bench, trying to ask me to buy them alcohol. And I told Beth, I even sat right next to him and said, Bethany, you know damn well I'm not buying you alcohol. And Megan turned to Bethany and was like, I thought you said that's the kind of stuff he did. No, that's his brother. I said, yeah, don't even bring that shit up. Bethany's like, well, you could at least do this since you don't take care of Kyle. I said, is Kyle mine? Because the last time I checked, you said he was John's. That's why Arlene and John are taking care of him, or half-assed taking care of him. So which is it? Is he my son or not, Bethany? And what are you talking about? I haven't taken care of him. How much money have you gotten out of me for that child? Where's the receipts your mother has? Yeah, the one that tried to, one, tell me we didn't need to do a receipt, and then tried to tell me that she was supposed to keep both copies. Bitch, are you stupid? Yeah, that's one reason why they called the police the one day I was there paying money to see my child for 5 minutes. No, I didn't. I wasn't rude. I wasn't mean. I wasn't aggressive. Anything. I paid the money. I wrote out the receipts and she tried to take them both. And she tried not to sign them. And I said, you're signing them. Then she comes up with, well, okay, both of them come to me. For what? There's two people in this situation. Each one of us get a copy to prove that this went down. If you have both of them, or you don't sign them, that doesn't prove it went down. Oh, bitch. Who took you out to Kohl's shopping for Kyle? And you, your sisters, even got your mom something. It wasn't your money. Whose was it? And who chose Kohl's when we could have went to Walmart and got them double, probably triple? But no, you wanted to go to Kohl's. Then we get back, we're having a decent time, just being friendly, nothing else in the way at all. Bethany asked for a hug. I gave her a hug. What do I get told to my face the next time I'm up there trying to see my son? Even though after that receipt thing, I got arrested for doing nothing, mind you, nothing. There was a cop waiting for me as soon as I was done with that visit. 17 fucking times. Couple $100 every week for 5 minutes to see my son. That they wouldn't do a DNA test and kept bringing up the fact that they believed it was John's, which was her stepdad's. The same dude that got beat up for supposedly molesting her at her mother's. I didn't know about it until my brother got her drunk. Yes, we came to my mom's house. I was helping my mom upstairs. She was down here, and my brother and his friend showed up. And apparently, they had vodka, and they got her drinking. By the time I come down here, she was face down in a couch, and they were running. My brother and Richard Madden. Yes. The same one that went to prison for raping a 10-year-old and murdering her, which was his cousin or niece, one of the two. Yeah, that Richard Madden. That's who my brother had here. Who got in trouble for that? Me. I didn't even drink. I did not drink. Guess who was coming to pick her up to take her to work? Her dad. You all think that my brother didn't set me up? Yes, the fuck he did. Yeah, what a brother, right? Yeah, my van was down. I borrowed my sister's Mustang. Hate fucking Mustangs. Don't even want to touch them. But I borrowed it to take birthday gifts. Yep, I believe it was birthday gifts. It was a car that was plastic that you could, ride around in, and it had a toolbox in the back. You could take the whole car apart. You could take the tires off, and take the engine apart, everything. For murder skills, hand-eye coordination, all that, and it's fun. Took it to her, Bethany, at Rising Sun Park. She met me there, and that's when she had that red shadow. Um, and she's talking to me about this party that my brother and his friend Josh are trying to talk her into going to. And I said, well, that's on you. I said, but you know what happens at that shit. You don't want to go, don't go. And she's like, well, I don't want to, but they want me to go. I said, Bethany, what kind of excuse is that? If you don't want to go and do something, you don't have to. Well, will you come over and hang out with me in the basement so I don't go? I said, are you serious? I'm not even allowed to be at your mother's house because of her. But yeah, I'll do that for you. We were not together. I was just making sure she didn't go and do something stupid. I get there. I do exactly what she told me to do, which was come late at night, knock on the opposite basement door of her room so she would know I was there. So I go to do that. When I went to do that, I see her stepbrother, two of them, Matt and the other one, not John, because there was another stepbrother named John Jr. That was the stepdad's, I believe oldest. My sister actually used to date him years ago. But anyway, there was Matt and I forget the other one's name. Mike. That's it. Matt and Mike. Okay, so Matt and Mike are in her room. I can see them. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, these two are older than my sister and older than my brother. Okay. Guess who I see walk in the room after them? The stepdad. Guess what all three of them are doing? Touching, laughing. I'm watching the whole fucking thing. So I get pissed off because she's allowing it. You could hear her calling for them to come in the room. Sorry, I should have started with that, but yeah, she was calling for them to come in the room. After Matt and Mike come in, then she calls for John. Come to find out, her dad, yeah, her dad wanted her to mess with them because they had money. What? Something's got to be in the fucking water. So I guess this is what he meant in Havre de Grace when he was talking to me about, manipulation. This was after we were told that John, by Bethany, that John molested her. Apparently, it was molestation, but looks like something else happened. Now, it could be the fact of, a victim coming on to their attacker, because I don't know what that is, but that's possible. Um, it could be that she did all that. I don't know. At this point, I don't fucking know. All I know is it's all fucked up and weird. But anyway, of course, I go and knock on the basement door. Bethany comes running out. What are you doing? I said, you told me to come here and keep you from going to the party. Oh, oh, I don't need you now. What? Whatever. I'm going home. Mind you, it's like 11, 12 of the night. I go to my vehicle, my battery's dead. Yep, I had to walk all the way home and call a tow truck in the morning. Yep, yep. Nope, I was sweet, I was nice, I was loyal. I made their relationships like relationships should be. They got mad, they got jealous, they did stupid shit, and they destroyed it and tried to destroy me because I told the truth. Yep, yep. They were never abused, they were always safe. Even Heather Paxton, a girl that pulled all kinds of weird shit when I dated her. It's not one that I consider that we actually dated because holy shit. Um, that one was a wild one too. Always getting me in trouble. Always. I'm keeping her ass out of trouble and safe, and every time I turn around, got somebody in my face. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, she ended up having cops sent to my apartment. Found out that her dad, and she was 17, I was 17, her dad reported her as a runaway. I didn't know that. She just showed up at my apartment with her cousin that was having a medical issue. And when she showed up there, I guess everything was fine with her cousin, but when we were talking, her cousin starts to, like nod out and have situation. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Do you know how to drive a stick? Can you take her to the hospital? I said, yeah. So I picked her cousin up. I put her in the back seat of her car and I took him to the hospital. Come to find out, her leave me the fuck alone. Her cousin is ODing from heroin. And doing that saved her life. At least that time. I don't know what happened afterwards. That was the last time I seen of her cousin. But yeah, this is the shit she brings back to my house. This is what I'm talking about. I'm just always in the wrong place at the wrong time. But anyway, after that, I get them all safe. She's waiting at the hospital. I give her a kiss on her forehead. As sympathy. Sorry you're going through so much type deal. Gave her a hug. And I said, I'm going back to my apartment. Let me know how everything works out. She's like, okay. So around 2, 3 in the morning, she shows up at my apartment again. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And she's like, oh, she was ODing. My cousin's fine. She's going to be okay. But I need someplace to stay. And I'm like, okay. You're not going back to your house? And she's like, no, I want to stay close to the hospital in case they need me for this, that, or the other. Because they were keeping her overnight, of course. And I'm like, all right. So, she crashes out on the couch. And I didn't even go to sleep because I'm just watching TV. I'm awake now. So I'm doing all that. Sun comes up. I get me a shower, get ready. I'm getting ready to go to work. And I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, okay. thinking it's her cousin or maybe somebody else, looking for her. So I go to open the door and it's the fucking sheriff. I'm like, yes, sir. And he sees her sitting there, so he's like, she needs to come with me and you need to put your hands behind your back. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, well, she's reported as a runaway. So why am I being arrested? Well, she's at your house. We got to figure this out. What? So whatever. So while I'm being arrested and they're trying to arrest her, she takes off running and eludes them. I'm not going to say how she did that, but it's fucking clever. But anyway, I get arrested. I get taken to the court or the police station. I got Sheriff Janey in my face. Oh, we know you kidnapped her. We know you helped her run away. We know you're a fucking druggie, blah blah blah. I said no. He's nose to nose with me, shoving me into a wall, trying to bounce me off fucking filing cabinet. I'm 17. I'm not even 18 yet. And I told him, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of anything you fucking do. And you're lucky my hands are fucking cuffed. He gets nose to nose with me, snarling and spitting in my face. You wait until you turn fucking 18. If I see you so much as fucking jaywalk, I'm putting your ass in jail. You can't, motherfucker. And he starts hitting shit around me. I just started laughing. Well, you think this is funny? No, I think you're funny because you think that scares me and it doesn't. I'm telling you right now. You want charges on me? No problem. Take these fucking cuffs off. I'll give you some charges. All because her dad and her got into a fight. I don't know if it was over me or not. Me and her dad already had our run in when I was trying to do everything right. She was the one that wanted to do all this fucking crazy shit. But taking her out on a date, I would ask for her dad's permission. And she told me not to do it. And I'm like, no, this is the way you're supposed to do things. Stop doing that. This is why he doesn't trust you. And you need to stop doing the wild shit. If you tell him you're not going to do that, don't fucking do it. And she started rolling her eyes. And I said, look, man, you keep doing that, he's not going to let you, trust you to go with anybody. Okay? Stop it. So I go there. He comes out and gets nose to nose with me. And I'm like, nice to meet you, Mr. Paxton. Sorry for everything that's going on, but I thought I should come to you and ask your permission to take your daughter on a date. Fuck you, mother. What are you going to do if she wants to do? I said, I cannot control what she does. All I can do is keep her safe. I can't. I can give her hints. I can tell her this is not good for you. I can tell her I don't think you should be doing this, but I cannot control her like that. She's not going to listen. And to tell you the truth, if she's going to act wild like that, she needs to learn. Something happens to her, it's your fault. No, something happens to her, I won't be around. I guarantee you it'll be her fault because I wasn't there. If I'm around, nothing's going to happen to her. Right. The night we were at your wedding renewal, that's our first date. You had so much respect for me that night. Then her aunt had more respect for me when I went to her house, and Heather was drunk. She was trying to, and I picked her up, I put her on the couch, I tucked her in, and I said, no. One, you're drunk, and two, this is our first date. That's not happening. I bunked her on her nose and said, relax, you're good. And I walked over and talked to her aunt. And her aunt's just sitting there going, what? And I said, what? That's not the normal reaction from a guy. Well, that's the normal reaction from a man. I don't know. I don't feel right. If it's not right, I ain't doing that. I've never seen a guy do that. I said, well, then you've never seen a real man. And she started laughing. She said, that is so true. And I wasn't playing to people. This is just how I am. I didn't curl up and sleep next to her or nothing. I slept on the chair. because she wouldn't let me leave. Heather did not want me going anywhere. And she wanted me to curl up with her on the couch, and I said, no. That's how stuff gets started. No. Yeah. I was trying. But this fucking little crazy chick, man. The one night she called me because she was drunk at a party and she was scared. I came and got her. And of course, she's drunk as shit. She's got to pee. And we're nowhere near any bathroom. We're out in the middle of fucking PA, wherever the fuck she was. And I'm like, and she's telling me, I'm about to pee myself. And she can't even stand. Okay. I'm like, all right, all right, all right, fine. So found a dirt path, pulled off, nobody's around. She could do whatever she has to do and we can go. Um, yeah, I got napkins and all that stuff for her. Anyway, no, I didn't go with her. I just told her to stay, where I could see if something happened, like if she fell over or, something came up, just where I could see her head. That's it. Or, a hand or something. That way I know she's good. I'm not worried about all that. And she goes, she does what she has to do, and when she gets back up towards the vehicle, she like falls out on the ground. And just, you know, pants are not completely up and fastened. Uh, zippers down and all that. She's acting like she's kind of passed out, and I'm telling her the whole time, Heather, you did not finish this properly. So I buttoned her pants and I zipped it up and pulled them up around her waist a little bit. It wasn't like completely down, just enough that if she got up, they were gonna fall off. So I did that. Um, she gets in the Jeep, me helping her, and the drunkest slur thank you I've ever heard in my life. But I jump in the passenger seat and she, thank you. Other guys don't do that. I said, what do you mean? She's like, I don't want to talk about it. I said, okay. So I finally get her back to her house. Her parents are not there, they're out somewhere. Her door to her bedroom is taken off for whatever reason. So that was a plus because I didn't have to fight with a door while I'm carrying her in. She gets mad at me because I tucked her in, made sure she was okay, and I left. I even put a trash can next to her. I put a glass of water and some Tylenol. And I left. I'm not going to be there when your dad shows up and him think other shit when all I'm doing is trying to make sure you got home safe. And I left. She calls me the next morning, cussing me up one side and down the other. You didn't fucking stay with me. I woke up and puked all over the place. Blah, blah. I said, I put a big trash can there for you, and you have water and Tylenol if you needed it right there. That's about the extent of what I could do in the situation. Why did you leave? I'm like, because it's not my house, it's your parents' house, and they don't want me in their house when they're not there. I'm not having your dad show up and think that I'm doing things against his rules like that. Because he is not going to think, oh, this guy just made sure she got home safe. No. And I don't think I'm going to be able to explain that to him before me and him get into a fight. Oh, so you're scared of my dad? No, I'm not. I'm afraid of hurting your dad or me and him hurting each other over something that's not true. Yeah, I am afraid of that. Really? You think you're going to hurt my dad? Yeah. Heather, you've seen me fight in school. You've seen me throw people across the fucking cafeteria that were 3 times my size without even flinching. Trust me, your dad don't want to go there with me, especially over something that's not even true. Then, uh, she's out doing something crazy, and she ends up coming here. I was back at my mom's, and she ends up coming here, and she's drunk again. So I told her, come in. You know, I was gonna let her sleep on the couch and take her home in the morning. Um, she's all curled up on me, doesn't want me to leave and all that. So I didn't move. I just slept pretty much sitting up and Like if you fall asleep in a recliner, how you sit up, but we were on the couch. She was laying on my chest, and she went to sleep. So I didn't move. I just fell asleep right there and waited until I had to get up the next morning. Slowly moved her, put a pillow under her head, and then I went to work. I'll come home and there's a note on the table, really fucking ignorant note. And I tapped her and I'm like, "What's this about?" And she's like, "Oh, that's just how I felt." Excuse me? Okay, well, none of this happened last night. And what do you mean this is how you felt? Oh, well, it doesn't have to do with you. It has my name in it. What are you talking about? What is going on here? I let it go. I dropped it, right? And I went out. I got us some food and whatnot. I come back and she's drunk again. Where are you getting this alcohol while I'm not around? I'm like, what the fuck? So it starts to get, towards the end, later in the evening, and she's even drunker, drinking. I don't know where she's getting this because I'm not seeing the drinks. I'm just noticing that her level of, you know, is off the charts, and you can tell, and you can smell it. So I told her, if this kind of stuff's gonna keep happening, me and you can't have a relationship because look at this. This is all a delusional, dramatic world that doesn't even have to take place, and it's gonna ruin anything that we have. She gets all mad, starts cussing me up one side and down the other, and she decides that she's gonna walk down the road at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, all the way to her aunt's house that is pretty much in Port Deposit, which is a couple miles away. And she can't even walk to the steps, let alone walking down the fucking road in the middle of the night. Then my brother shows up, dating my girlfriend Yvonne. This is a little weird to explain, but she shows up with her new boyfriend, and her and my brother were broke up. He was all mad about it. Now I'm trying to stop him from beating up her new boyfriend just because he's jealous and deal with this shit with Heather. So I'm starting to think my brother was the one giving her alcohol because it was always when I had to go and do something, kind of like Bethany. So she goes to walk to the steps. I picked her up nicely, put her on the couch, and I said, "Look, I understand you feel that me and you are having an argument to where you're mad at me, which I'm not mad at you. I'm just stating, look, man, if this is the way it is, this ain't gonna work. I'm just having a conversation with you." And she keeps getting more mad, and I'm like, I'll stop, but it's okay if you want to go, but you need to call your aunt, or my mother can give you a ride, or I can drive you. Either one, but you cannot walk. Something happens to you, I'm not gonna forgive myself. So she finally agrees to that, and she calls her aunt, and her aunt picks her up, out here, and I'm like, cool, everything's good. I get a call from her brother and this dude Chaz, which was asking me questions about her a month or two before this happened, and they're both on the phone saying, "You beating up on a little girl that's drunk? What the fuck's your problem?" Blah blah blah. Like, what the fuck are you two talking about? I never hit her. Oh yeah, she said you threw her all around and did this and did that. And what? Where is she at? Oh, she's right here. And I hear her in the background talking to her cousin Ashley. Okay, and he's wanting me to fight. He's calling me out to fight. Hold on, I'll